Yeah, two DJs in the mic, what's the vibe tonight? Talking issues, dropping gems, keep the game airtight. Spin it, flip it, mix it, fix it, yo, we here to ignite. Yeah. Hands on the decks, but the crowd don't move. Blame the DJ, not check the groove. Playlist stale, need something brand new. Brakes full of dust, man, what you tryna prove? Yeah, clubs want cheap, DJs want respect. Promoters cutting corners, man, the scene's a wreck. Yeah, sink or scratch, doesn't matter the tech. It's about the energy, not the brand on the deck. Two DJs in a mic, turn the dark to the light. Dropping wisdom, spinning true, get the balance just right. Two DJs in a mic, elevate, take flight. Fix the game, spark the flame, keep the future in sight. Yeah.
Man, I love that track.
Yes, it's wonderful.
I love that track. But welcome to another installment of Two DJs, One Mic. And it's me, the nice, soft-spoken one, and we have the infamous, the smooth talking DJ JP. How you doing, sir?
What's up, Mike?
And it's an honor today to speak with one of our friends that we had the opportunity to meet out on the road, and we have been besties ever since.
Yes, sir.
It's one of the Throwback brothers, John Henna. How you doing, brother?
Greetings and salutations, gentlemen. It's always good to talk to you.
Yes. And we really appreciate it. It's an honor. We know that you just got off the boat and you're still feeling the effects.
Still a little sunburnt.
Yes. Too much party with the sun. So how are you doing today?
Life is good, man. Hey, I feel good to be sitting in the seat and be on the show. When I watched that montage you had leading up to this, there's some of the biggest names in DJing in that montage, and I appreciate the opportunity to sit next to you guys and talk tonight. So thank you.
You're special to us too, man.
Oh,
So,
yes. You know, I know we don't like to toot, our horns, but you've done some great things, and you continue to do some great things.
From the smallest person to the biggest person we talk to, we treat everybody as special guests, and everybody brings something to the table. It's just everybody has different things that they bring. And you bring a remixing quality that we love.
Yes. So before we get into this, give the people a brief summation of who you are and what you do with DMS.
So I've been a DJ for 45 years. Being a DJ was my first job out of high school in 1981, and it's something that though honestly I've tried to quit a few times, it's something that it just has never left me. It's just part of my DNA right now.
Wow.
And so that was 81. In 83, I went to audio engineering school in a place called Center for the Media Arts in Manhattan in New York City, and learned how to be a studio tech. And then furthered the education by going to Full Sail in 86, and worked in recording studios during the day and played at night. There was a 3-year stretch from 86 to 89 where I played 6 nights a week and worked in recording studios 5 nights a week. And it was the 80s were great, man. The 80s were just great. And I learned to edit in audio engineering school.
Yeah.
And back then you edited with a razor blade, a 1/4-inch tape, something called a chopping block, and the binding tape. You physically would take the tape and go, find that right transient on the tape, mark it, and physically cut it.
Was that reel to reel you talking about?
That was reel to reel.
Man.
And check this out. Next time you guys hear the song "I Shot the Sheriff" by Eric Clapton,
Pew, pew.
there are 3 times in that song where there's a break. Da, na, 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 na. And then the music, bang, pops back in. All 3 of those are tape edits.
Wow.
All 3 of those
We'll have to listen to that.
are some brave studio technician taking Eric Clapton's tape and going, here, cut it, bind it. And I always remembered how to do that. And in 2007, a German company put out a computer program called Acid, which later became Sony Acid. And it was the first program that allowed you to do what I did with a razor blade and binding tape, but digitally. And man, it was fantastic. And that started my digital editing journey, or whatever you want to call it. And later in the 2010s, 2015s, I was doing stuff for myself.
Uh-huh.
And you guys are familiar. You got a song that you play every night, and it's great, except for one annoying thing about it. Like, if only I could fix this one thing, this song would be great, you know? And suddenly, with Acid, you had the ability to digitally fix things.
Wow.
And I started making edits for myself. And my friends would hear them and go, yo, send me your edit. Right. And so I had this email list that every time I do an edit, I would blast it out. And the email list got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And started putting things up on Xmix. On if you could put it up as an unpaid poster on Xmix.
Wow.
And absolutely crushed it on Xmix, and asked them to, can I be a paid editor? Can I be a paid editor? And, and crickets. And then I met Warren Peace in the early 2020s.
Mm-hmm.
Warren runs DMS, and he is a truly good human being. And he gave me a shot, and I am blessed and happy and lucky, and, fill in your adjective here, to be on that platform with the other people that are on the platform. Because if you look at the other people that are on DMS, you look at Scooter and you look at Pete Down and you look at everybody else, they're very good at what they do.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like an all-star team of editors. And I am really, really lucky to be part of the DMS family.
Well, we truly appreciate all the edits that come from you guys. So we really, really
When he said Pete Down, I could only hear Pete Down.
Yes. Yeah, but no, there's some great edits that come out.
Oh,
of there,
yes.
So.
Oh, yes. So, in the meantime of us conversating, we're just going to hit you with a couple of questions, and we're going to get into this. But we want to let you guys know that this is going to be something that we plan, or we will do monthly, that John would come on with us. He's going to come on with us. And if he wants to go over some editing tips or show his screen and do some live edits, we're going to do all of that.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a show where we just have fun, and it's going to be all about music.
Okay.
Well, this is going to be a good time, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you have a song out there, Kevin, I know you're old school like me, or a song that, like John said, that had those, if you could fix one thing about it, put your song list in there, put a song in there that you would love to hear edit, old school. What do you specialize in editing though, John?
Well, the sweet spot of my musical upbringing was 1980 to 1990.
Okay.
And I mean, in 79 and 80 and 81, disco was still disco, and there were still buildings that stood alone in the middle of parking lots called discos. That's all they did. They opened at 7 at night and closed at 2 or 3 in the morning. And they played the Donna Summer and the Casey and the Sunshine Band and the really good stuff that came out, pre-Michael and Madonna. And early in the 80s, being there when, Off the Wall was released, and then Thriller was released, was just amazing. And being able to play that for rooms of hundreds of people at a time, that I was a resident in I'd call it upstate New York, in a huge room there that had a thunderous pounding sound system, and it was DJ heaven, man.
Wow.
So 1980 to 1990 is really the sweet spot of what I like and what lives in my soul.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's jump into these questions for old John. Take us back. How did DJing at a roller skate ring shape your foundation?
It was a great first job because I could never lose my dance floor. I could
That's a good word.
I could learn how to do things, but think about this. There's a certain bounce to roller skating music. There's a certain bump. Think about more bounce to the ounce. Think about that, and that music. Some of that music still just resonates with me in a great way. So and again, I learned how to mix. I learned musical structure. I learned tempo. I learned how to manage 3 hours of music. It was a great way to do it and be able to make mistakes and get better every time. Again, without losing a dance floor because people
that we're gonna skate anyway.
Just gonna keep going around.
Yeah, but they could all turn around and look at you if they skated by. What is he playing? What is a dude playing? But no, it
was a different appreciation for music back then.
Well, everybody had a good time. Most of the songs in that era were kind of made like roll, bounce, rock, skate. A lot of that stuff fit right into just rock.
So you just said something, I hate to just jump off the train, but how did y'all feel when y'all heard that song for the first time?
Oh, Rock Man! Oh, loved it. That was that's one of my favorites. And have you done anything with that one? Because
there is a Throwback Brothers remix of Bounce Rock Skate Roll.
In the beginning, the beginning is just bam. Yeah, you already into it. Yeah,
man. So
Vaughn Mason. Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, Vaughn Mason. I Like What You're Doing to Me, and then Bounce Rock Skate Roll. Both just classics, man.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you first heard it?
How did I feel?
When it hit that breakdown.
It's got the roller bounce to it.
Yes.
And it was obvious they made this song for where I was and what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
it was. I wonder if he was thinking about skating though. What was on his mind when he made that track?
When he said, "Go ahead and say it now," and it broke down. I almost lost my mind.
Yeah, that was probably one of the perfect skating songs.
Oh, yeah,
just perfect.
I could. You want to? Okay, let's list you two and me top 5 favorite skating songs. So I'd go Bounce Rock Skate Roll, Forget Me Nots by Patrice Rushen, Double Dutch Bus by Frankie Smith.
That's a good one.
More Bounce to the Ounce, and probably Heartbeat by Tana Gardner. That'd be my top 5.
That's a good one.
Okay.
What do you think?
I like that. Go ahead, Jeff.
Definitely Rock Skate Roll Bounce. One of my favorite, of course, was Mama used to say, "Take your time, young man." I love skating to that one. Probably Flashlight, Believe It or Not, Planet Rock, and Nucleus.
Jam on it?
Yeah, and then also looking for the perfect beat as an add-in.
All right.
Yeah, just anything in that up tempo, just rolling around.
Okay, I'm gonna say Hollywood Swinging, Cool in the Game. I know it. I'm gonna have to go there. I have to go Encore with Cheryl Lynn, Apache.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Fabulous bongo band.
We all lived in different places where we skated, so it's different for everybody.
Yes. And let me give you one more. God, man, I had it at the tip.
If you played Hollywood Swinging for a young person, they would go, "Why are you playing the beginning of Let Me Clear My Throat?" You know that?
Yes.
Some of those Cheryl Lynn songs too were good. But it was just so much good music back then, and they were all long tracks, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Knee Deep was another one for me.
Oh yeah,
that's one of my favorites too.
Knee Deep,
by Parliament.
Man, it was just so many. So so many.
Yeah.
and I was an Al Hudson One Way fan. So
Okay.
I loved a lot of their music. When I heard that "Don't Fight the Feeling," oh,
You know, most of the songs that the three of us have just said, most of them, with the exception of Encore, are human drummers, human musicians, human bands. Do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
That you know, especially Parliament and Funkadelic and George Clinton, all that stuff is. I mean, even trying to quantize that now, when I put it in the studio and try to get it straight, the beat straight, is almost impossible because
Live
it's
instrumentation.
just played live and it just feels like it's played live.
yeah, and they just did what they felt, and it
Yeah.
was just And the thing that's amazing to me is when I think back as a kid, before DJing, I couldn't even hear the difference in the tempo.
Okay.
How you may have the bridge may go up or down. I couldn't hear the difference in that. And
I don't think we knew to look for it then,
I didn't know to look for
Yeah.
it, but when I discovered that as a DJ,
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
The next time you guys have the computers up, play the original Car Wash by Rose Royce.
Uh-huh.
It starts at a 112, and when it finally breaks, it's a 122.
Wow.
It's that wacky.
Well, yeah, because that beginning, you always think, okay, the song says is this, but when you try to mix that intro, that's not right. So
No.
I'll make a note of that 112 to
Yep.
122
Work.
on Car Wash.
And work.
It's human drummers at their best.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, man, because we'll get lost. What's the biggest difference between DJing in the 80s and the 90s versus today for you?
This is a long answer, so grab a cup of coffee and
Okay.
get comfortable. And you know what? I'll say it like this. I want to pose it as a question, that I'm saying to somebody who's 20 years old or 18 years old,
Okay.
and saying,
All right.
I'm a DJ. So imagine having to physically go find, obtain, and carry around your music. And it was funny. So I was in a record pool from 82 on, and every now and then I'll find stuff from the record pool, and I found a roster sheet of the 100 members of the record pool a year or two ago.
Wow.
And Bam was in the pool. Rick Rubin was in the pool.
Wow.
And a bunch of Rick Rubin was a DJ at Danceteria. I mean, I saw him once in a big mass meeting of our record pool, and just a skinny guy who played at Danceteria.
That's funny. You have record pool parties and song intro parties if you were lucky enough to be that close to the label. Yeah.
And so Fridays, if you're playing Friday and Saturday, I want my good music. So I would drive to the Bronx, to Westchester Square, where Shure, SURE, my record pool was. I'd pick up a box of records, then I'd go into Manhattan, down to Greenwich Village to Vinyl Mania. Vinyl Mania was a record store. Now, Manny was the guy that ran or was behind the counter at Vinyl Mania, and if Manny liked you, you'd go in, Manny, what's hot this week? Manny would turn behind him to where all the records were in bins and go, bink, 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 and just go, here's what you need this week.
Wow.
And knowing Manny and having him do that was a big thing. And then on the way out, we would stop at Rock and Soul, and then go
Still
home
live today.
Yeah.
Open the box from the record pool and look for the Michael Jacksons, and look for Bee Gees stuff, and look for Madonna stuff, and look for other stuff, and like I said before, imagine to a young kid, if I needed a song, you would have to call and go, hey, Rock and Soul, you got this? Hey, Vinyl Mania, you got this?
Can you hold it for me?
Yeah.
Hey, Caldors, you got this? and search. There was no internet. You'd have to find it. And
Yeah.
once you found it, you had to physically carry that thing around with you.
Yeah, all
Like a
those.
baby.
It's just the baby, the stack just kept on growing.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, that brings back some memories, man.
So that, and the fact that, so the barrier to being good in the 80s and 90s was far, far, far higher than it is today. And that showed in the way that people addressed you and spoke to you and treated you. When you were a DJ in the 80s and 90s, there was a certain modicum of respect. There was no Bad Bunny crap. It wasn't like that. It was really kind of a neat thing to be a DJ back then, because it wasn't easy to do well.
No, it wasn't.
No.
It was tough. And I forgot about all that stuff. And just think, when I first really started in the late 80s, early 90s, I was overseas. So imagine me trying to get hot songs from the States. Man, I had to call in favors and pray it would get here in 2 weeks. Call my brothers, hey, go to the record store, get this, or pray it was in my record pool box from Atlanta Record Pool. That's my first record pool when I was overseas in Turkey.
Nice.
So I couldn't go downtown and buy anything because there wasn't no record stores in Turkey. I could ask people that were up in Germany or up in Europe, hey, man, if you see this in a record store, send it down to me. So, but yeah, it was tough to come down with the latest and the newest stuff. But if you heard it, you had to try to find it some kind of way, somehow.
And to tie it into my thing, there were no remixes.
No.
There were no, occasionally, you'd get an extended 12-inch mix. And if you
That
did,
was the remix.
Yeah.
That was the remix,
Yeah.
the extended.
I mean, well, when Wicked came along, that's when we started getting remixes, or it was, some of them had a little bit of something on them, but yeah, you're right, wasn't no remixes. It was just extended mixes.
Yeah, Mr. Pitt says records. I had to take the train in New York City, visit 3 labels, then go to the Bronx, then carry the stuff home.
Yep. Kevin, I'm with you. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember trying to park in Greenwich Village near Vinyl Mania, just trying to park and then pick up records, man.
Yeah.
Really don't realize what we went through back in the day. That's why, now I realize why we have so much on our belly or our hearts about how it was to be a DJ, but what we had to go through. And now they can get in a record pool, get on iTunes or wherever, get YouTube and get all the music. We had to go chase it down, find it, listen to the radio to know what was hot, or read Billboard 100 and just different things, man, and know what's hot in your region. And if somebody's dropping something. So
exactly, man.
that's why I understand where the passion comes from and why we feel a certain type
when
of way.
when you are aware, or you are thinking about the journey in which you took in order to get there or get here, man, it was a big journey, because even thinking about from an equipment standpoint, where we started and where we're at.
Yeah.
Just think about the speakers back then, how heavy and big they were.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the amps were like bricks, man.
Exactly. That was my next. I'm just saying, it was difficult, but it was fun, and we didn't complain.
No,
We loved it.
Yeah,
But it's when you can appreciate that, it's a beautiful thing. And I know we want the younger generation to understand, all of what took place. And sometimes that's hard to do, because they will never understand what we went through, because they didn't go through it.
Yep.
Seeing it doesn't really give you an appreciation of seeing somebody digging for records and actually doing that.
The case that held the 2 turntables and the mixer was called a coffin.
Yes.
And it was called a coffin because it was as big and as heavy.
Yes.
As a casket with those 2 1200s.
Yeah.
He was carrying and I'll tell you a funny story. And Jeff knows this. So maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I purchased the Rain 12s, the second edition,
Okay.
and the mixer and everything. So I decided that I was going to get a coffin, and I'm gonna put everything in. So I get the coffin, which I had the individuals too, but I said, you know what? Now I'm gonna just put it in the coffin. I can pick that up and just throw it in and pull it out. John, when I tell you, when that first attempt to pick it up, I damn near died.
Yeah, we're not 22 anymore.
And that was the worst, and when I got to the event, and I took it for my sister's 50th birthday party. I DJ'd her 50th birthday party. Got to the event. I'm like, man, I'm not going to pull this out by myself. So I waited. So I got, hey, could you help me pick this up?
Take the other end, please.
Man, it was heavy. I quickly transferred everything over to the singles.
John, I told him. Don't buy that.
He told me. And you know where it's at? Where is it at now? It's in the warehouse.
Oh, the story on the shelf. Because it's just, you can't, it's too, I mean, when we, as that thing say, smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a great little thing to have, but it's not practical today because it's too heavy.
but like he said, it was a coffin. Means it's equivalent to carrying around a body.
Yeah.
It's that tall, it's that big, it's that heavy.
Yeah. And just think the stuff now is even heavier than what we had because we have real flight cases, and those flight cases are much heavier than that carpeted coffin that we used to have. Yeah.
Yeah,
the carpet,
particle board.
Yeah, the black carp stuff that we had.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, keep it going. Why do you believe classic music continues to connect to crowds so strongly? Why does it hang around? Why is it still relevant?
Do you know, it's funny. I'll be at young persons events every now and then and play an old song. What comes to mind is Spring Love by Stevie B, or It's Tricky by Run DMC, or something like that. And I'll look out and kids will know every word of the song and be singing along. And I'll go, this song's 40 years old and you're 14. How do you know this song? And they'll go, my parents play it all the time. I hear this in the car all the time. I heard this growing up.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you inculcated a second generation of people that like freestyle and that like dance. And what's funny now is the parents now are starting to go to parties that start at 6 in the evening and end at 10 at night. And if you look at Instagram or other things, they're packed with advertisements for afternoon and evening parties that start early and end early and play old music. So the parents are like, I still want to do this. And I still play this, and I play this in my car, and I play this at my home. I just don't want to stay out till 2 a.m. anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. It's called day parties. We have those around here. Big day parties, they'll start at 1 o'clock, 1 to 6 or something like that. So yeah, it's still trying to do the same stuff, but be wise about your time and your health. Yeah. Because some of us have to get up and go to work the next day sometime, depending on what day it is, a Saturday or a Sunday. Got to go to church Sunday. Yep.
So you got a track that you were playing earlier. Let's hear that and let's talk about that.
Hang on just a sec. I gotta turn the studio on again. So hang on.
Hey, disappeared.
Which one was I playing? Do you remember?
The first one when we were talking about it.
He don't.
So Boogie's Gonna Get You?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
So this is what is his name? Hang on. Now I gotta look up. I think it's Raphael Cameron. So this is 1981. I mean, if you just listen to the guitar.
That's a good stadium track also.
And that just screams disco. And
yes, it does.
and guys, just when I think disco can't get bigger,
Yeah,
it gets bigger. And that there are standalone clubs being built now just to play music from the 80s and disco.
wow, that's cool.
And I mean, if you go down to South Florida,
Mm-hmm.
there's a club called Goodnight John Boy in St. Pete. There's one in Delray, and they're building one in Lauderdale in Las Olas. And all they do is play disco from the late 70s to like 89, 90. That's what they do. And they're packed. Just
I'm gonna have to go to
great.
one of those one day.
Yeah.
All right, Michael, go ahead. You had something else?
No, before I get into that question, I just want to touch on this. As DJs, when you think about it, what is the percentage of new versus old music that we're playing?
Probably 30, 70 new, if not less than that.
I'm saying most of the music that we play is old music.
Yeah, because we don't do clubs. We do a lot of weddings and things. But if you did clubs, you would probably have to play a bunch of more new stuff.
Depending on the club.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, you're going to play more newer in the club than you are older.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what we do is corporate and weddings and things like that. So they want to hear stuff that they remember or that they can relate to. Yeah, you can squeeze in some of the newer stuff, something that breaks like a new Bruno or somebody espresso, stuff like that. Pink Pony Club, those things. They're sliding in there, but most of everything we play is older. Natasha Barrenfield, that's what, 8, 9 years old, maybe older, but it's still very popular. So it just I'm not gonna take all of it. Go ahead. What do y'all think?
Well, go ahead, John.
What Jay just said is basically where I've come to in life. That 3 or 4 years ago, I would take any job they'd call up and they'd say, we have a 400-person prom, and I'd have to go learn what was new and what was popular, and then mix in old and new and do, there are certain sing-alongs that you play every single young person's dance. And as the years have gone on and the remixing has caught on, and I've become more known as an editor and remixer and less as a DJ, it's allowed me to just say, look, here's who I am. I'm a 62-year-old man who's been a DJ forever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play the music I play best. And if you want somebody to play newer or house or R&B, rap, or anything like that, there are other people that do it so much better than I do. They belong having the jobs. But if you're having a 60th birthday party or a Studio 54 retrospective night in your club, I am your guy.
No, he knows his lane.
Oh, I love it.
Gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. That's important.
I like that.
Most
tell you what, I made this sign. I made this sign, and that's the thing that if I'm looking at what I'm doing next for DMS, the North Star to me has always been not a huge DJ playing in a huge club in Las Vegas. It's always been the guy doing a wedding for 100 people in a church basement in Milwaukee. I'm doing this stuff for him so that if he wants to play older music, I can make it sonically relevant.
He's doing it for that guy.
Oh God, who's that guy?
That guy right there.
Yeah. Bring it.
Yeah. Tell us about that picture, John.
So this is my mom's basement circa 1989. And I'm with my best friend, Tony, who I still talk to every other day. I talked to him this morning. And we're just looking at the records. He goes, hey, make a throne out of the records and sit there like a king. And I'm like, nah. He goes, no, make a throne and I'll take pictures of it. Right.
And look at the reel-to-reel back there in the corner.
So we stack them all up and of course I'm like, yeah. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, man, because that's a lot of hard work right there. I see
That's a lot of digging.
some knees, some back.
That's a lot of trips to the Bronx, New York, to
Yeah,
pick up your box of records from the record pool.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's bring another one in. There.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh Lord. So same guy, same vocation, 45 years apart.
Wow. Same club and everything.
No. The club on the right is was called the River Room, and it was a disco.
All right.
And the big wooden thing behind me is actually where the light man sat to play with the lights all night.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
But what you see in front of me was state of the art for 1981. They're belt drive turntables. They're not even direct drive, SL 1200s. They're belt driven Hitachis and a Bozak rotary mixer. And it's funny. Guys, there's muscle memory that was built up during these days that it's still with me decades later. That I'll like listen to a mix show and hear the 8-bar mix coming in, and when the end of the 8-bar mix comes in, I'll do this, or I'll crab and do that, and that's all just from working in a rotary mixer.
Yeah.
And with the Hitachis, with the belt drive turntables, you would actually have to take your hand, put the record on the little pad of your finger, and push toward the spindle and lift ever so gently to keep the platter spinning. And it because there was no torque to the motor, and it made you good.
Yeah.
In other words, if you could sound good on this setup, you were good. But it was a crucible. And then fast forward, 45 years later, and it's a Pioneer 3000 system, and there I am at Doberman in Las Vegas about a month ago. And man, like, thank you, Warren Peace and Kevin Scott, for saying, John, we're going to give you 40 minutes, play whatever you want in Las Vegas. And it was 45 minutes of Latin freestyle from the late 80s. And it was just so nice to get in a room and play that stuff again. But that's, yeah. I wouldn't mind having the 32-inch waist like the guy on the right.
Wouldn't we all like to have a 32-inch waist? Yeah. I'd take a 34.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Well, all right. So
seen those days and they are gone.
So, John, what separates DJs who just play songs from ones who create moments?
You and I, besides all getting together whenever we find each other at these conventions and stuff, and then laughing like crazed lunatics for like 20 minutes, a lot of what we all talk about is you have to feel certain things to do this job well. You have to look out and feel the crowd and feel the energy vibe and feel the wave you're creating, and understand that there's certain I don't want to call them DJ rules, but there's certain things ingrained in your brain that you follow. Always be 3 songs ahead, always be working up in terms of tempo and energy, always be building tempo and energy. Now with digital technology, you can create energy by dropping and booming into other things. But back in the vinyl days, you worked up a ladder. You were 112, 114, 115, 117, 119. Go ahead, sir.
No, I'm saying you worked up.
And that's one of those DJ 10 commandments, is that you're always going up in terms of energy and tempo till you top out. And you find a song that like, there's a song by Lime called Babe, We're Gonna Love Tonight that you guys probably know, that starts out with a synthesizer riff that goes da 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 da, and then the kick comes in da 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 da, right? And that song ends with just this long synthesizer da 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 da. So it ends with this natural flourish where you could then start, Heartbeat by Tina Gardner from the drum intro, or more bounce to the ounce, or something that's 100 and then climb the ladder all over again.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
It was a roller coaster.
and these are things you felt. These are things that the things that made a good DJ is to be able to feel it. And if it's not working, be able to make a left turn, be able to pivot. And every now and then you would put 2 or 3 songs together and build energy, and then play one, and the room would lose their minds.
Yeah.
And it's that feeling that's what we're all chasing, and that's the DJ that creates the moments. That's the DJ that everyone's going to walk out of the club and go, "Damn, that was good."
I love that answer.
That's it. That's it right there.
That was beautiful, and we should write a book about it.
Go tell it on the mountain.
Yes,
there you go.
It's it just took me back, because when we would slow down, it would either be a slow song, you play so many hits, and you see the people are gassed, you give them something slower, and you're right back at it again.
Yeah. You reset the room.
Yes. And that's a beautiful thing. I think I was telling Jeff this one time. I did this event. It was either it was last year. Sometime, I can't remember. But I did this event, and it was like a 60th birthday party, something like that. And it got toward the end of the party, and I played a slow song. So for 45 minutes, John, it was just slow songs. And they begged me to stop. Please stop. I'm trying to go home. Please stop. And it was just one after another, just bangers. And it was so fun seeing that, because I was building the room up with slow songs.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a beautiful thing when you can create those moments, because it's those moments that people don't forget.
And here's, if you talk to a brand new DJ, somebody who's doing it a year or two, and say, "What do you do?" "I play one song after another," whatever. If you talk to somebody who's been doing it forever and ask them to take a macro to look from the top down what a DJ does, they'll tell you a DJ manipulates and elevates the mood and energy level of a given room or event. That's what he does. And when you're talking about all the, working that, you were working the energy. You knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the tools we use to work the energy is the music. And what's really cool is now having that macro, been doing this forever, and having the ability to open the studio that I have here, I can create better tools to manipulate the energy flow. That's essentially what I do. Because if you played the original version of something of "Give It To Me, Baby" by Rick James from 82, it grooves, but it's got no kick. It's got no kick drum. It's got nothing below 50 cycles. It's got the vocals and the instrumentation fight each other a little bit. It grooves, yeah. But if I take it apart and put it back together with 2026 technology, it's going to thump and it's going to smack. And structurally, it might be very, very close or the same, but it's a better tool to drive your dance floor. That's true north to me. That's what a remixer does. It's not going on going, "Hey, I want to make an artistic statement." No, I want to give that guy playing in the basement of the church and playing a wedding for 100 people a better way and a better tool to manipulate the energy flow and drive his dance floor. All right, I'm done.
All right. Love it. Love it.
Great job. Go ahead, Jeffrey.
When you build a set, what's your thought process behind song selection?
Usually it's rule of threes. So typically, and it's different for different places. So if I'm working in a bar, I mean a bar that makes its money selling alcohol. That's its revenue source. You will always work a rule of threes, and I'm always going to try to, during a set, entertain somebody for a short amount of time, let them dance, let them have fun, and then rotate them and let them buy a drink, and then do it again. And you can typically divide the room up into 2 groups or 3 groups and do that. And I know there's probably some young DJs going, why would you ever purposefully lose a dance floor? But if I can walk into an establishment like a bar and I can make that bar more money by the way I construct my set, I am more valuable to him. And if I can do it in a way that isn't immediately obvious, if I can do it in a subtle way, that you don't really realize that I'm rotating you around the room, that's what a good DJ is. So if I'm in a bar, that's how I build my set. But otherwise, it's like I said before, I'm always 3 songs ahead. I'm always going up. And if you look at the night, guys, say you guys are playing a club night and your set starts at 10 and ends at 2. You guys are going to look and go, okay, what is my peak time during that night? When are there going to be the most people in the club? And when are there going to be the biggest way that I can create energy in the club?
12:30 to 1:30.
Right? So if it's 12:30 to 1:30, when I start, I'm going to groove and I'm going to vibe, but I'm not going to smash them over the head till between 12:30 and 1:30.
Yeah.
And that understanding that dynamic about when peak times are, and you're going to build some energy, you're going to go down. You're going to build a little more energy, you're going to go down. And you're going to hit 12:30 to 1:30, when the energy and the tempo and everything. And that's when they're the most people in the room is when you can create the most energy.
Yeah.
And that should be part of the thought process of what you do when you build a set.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. We are having church.
I mean, because
DJ church.
That's some good information. Young DJs probably don't think about that. And like you say, somebody would definitely say, why do you purposefully try to clear the dance floor?
You got to rotate the room.
Yeah.
And again, it's if you work in a bar, I mean a bar, your bar has a little dance floor, but it makes its money selling alcohol. And I can take a group and entertain them for a little bit and then sit them down and then bring them back up and entertain them and sit them down without them consciously realizing that's what I'm doing, and give them the opportunity to go to the bar and buy drinks, then I'm a more valuable asset to that bar owner than the guy that has people up all night long for however many hours.
That's the real gift.
And this is an old person's talking. I'm sure
No. That is good philosophy.
It still works.
I use the same philosophy, but I never thought about rotating the bar. I just slowed it down to give people a chance to get a break. And
right.
Really and truly, you're sending them to the bar or sending them to the bathroom or whatever they need to do. But that's golden right there, what you just said.
And guys, it's okay to reset. Really, it's okay to go up to 132 and say to you could even, I've seen guys who are really good on the mic talk it, have the song and just say, you know what, guys, everybody breathe. You all done? Okay. And then start Usher from the first bam, 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 bam. And now you're at 105s and there you go.
Vocal transitions, yes. Or transition to the room. Yep. But you're not going to send them to the bar if you go down like that. You're just going to bring them back to the dance floor.
Yeah, they're going to beeline right back to the dance floor.
Yeah. So, but no, that's good information, John. I absolutely love that, man. The way you put it and the way that if you're in a bar.
If you're in a bar. Now, if you're in a nightclub, and it's your job to get people on the floor, entertain them and stuff. knowing first thing you're going to think of is what is the length of my set? Am I playing 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours? And am I playing peak time, before peak time, after peak time? And and then I've heard so many people say you take them on a musical journey, right? And yeah, that's kind of right. But honestly, I was on a cruise a long time ago, long time ago, and the cruise ship had a comedian on it. And I'm sitting in the buffet one day, and I see the comedian. I go up to him. I go, "Dude, you killed it last night. You were great." And we start talking, and he asked me what I do, and I see DJ, whatever, and we talk about the similarities, what we do, and he said to me, he goes, "You realize I don't just tell jokes." And I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "It's a comedian's job to get the audience behind them and then take the audience on a journey." He goes, "If you ever watch a good comedian, he will endear himself to all the people that are there and then say some funny stuff and risque stuff and whatever. But emotionally," he goes, "I'm going to take you on an emotional journey." And when I sat and thought about what we do, I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of similarities to that.
Yeah.
That I might go in and early on in the night play stuff from 86 BPM to 102, and then I might hit some really good 80s, 110 to 1, half of the 80s stuff is 110 to 118. Good gosh. So, a lot of the Michael Jackson and all the Madonna and Cheryl Lynn, and all that stuff. It's just this sweet, beautiful mid-beat stuff,
Yeah, it sure
and,
is.
and then you're on another part of the journey. You're on another, and then when it gets closer to midnight and I look around and people can't move, and then you're in 126, 127, 128. Then you're pounding, then you're jumping, and then the whole place is electrically charged.
And it has really changed too, because today we can go from 120 whatever back down to 60s to those songs that are high energy and the slower numbers for that crowd. It's just a lot,
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, not like 70. Say you get to 140 and you go back down to something like Soldier Boy or something like that. But I'm just saying, it's the technology now has given us the room to jump all those or max them up, and you don't really bring the energy down. You just take the BPMs down.
And what's funny is the element of surprise, and I can't think of a better way to say it, but the element of surprise where if you're at a 130 and you have something that ends, right? And again, I'm playing Lime, Baby We're Gonna Love Tonight, and it goes, bah, and it trails off, and then you hear you and Soldier Boy pops in.
Yeah.
Just hearing that,
Yeah,
the energy goes spike, or you start no hands from the beginning.
Yeah.
Something like that. Just hearing the first notes, it's not tempo driven energy. It's just like, oh yeah, driven energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Man, great information. I love it. Things I probably never thought about or never put them into those words. What you say, a surprise, and you hit them with, but like a lot of people say, it's just something. I give them things they didn't expect at a particular moment.
And again, by doing that, maybe stopping, disrupting the energy flow, and I tell you what, I want to tell you an old disco story. Okay. So there was a club in Peekskill, New York called DJ's Lounge, and DJ's Lounge stayed open till 4 a.m. So I would get off work at the River Room at 2 and head down to DJ's Lounge and hang out. And DJ's Lounge, there was an old school, in 82, he'd already been playing 10 years. And this guy got it, and he understood things, and he called himself Johnny East. I remember this. So I'm sitting there next to the DJ booth one day, and he's playing Billie Jean, and both Billie Jean and Madonna Into the Groove or around the same time. And both of them were peaking. So Billie Jean's playing, and the place is just electric. The place is just, it's 2 a.m. Everyone's got a load on. Everyone's happy. Doom, chaka, doom. It's just great, right? And he turns to me and he goes, "Hey, watch this." And he goes to the 1200, turns the power off. So the power switch on a 1200 is on top of that little light. It's a rotary switch.
Yeah.
So he turns the power off and puts his finger on the platter, and Billie Jean goes, boom. And by doing that, everybody in the club went and looked at him. He gets on the mic and he goes, "My name is Johnny East." And he presses play and starts Madonna Into the Groove from the very first note. And the roof of the place went, yee! Dude, so
I thought I was the only one that used the turntable off tree.
And think about what he did. Using technology from 82, he surprised people, made them focus on him and focus all their attention like, wait, what? And then smashed them in the forehead with the biggest song of the day.
Yeah.
And it was this lesson in taking the energy flow. I mean, think about the drops in big songs that, if you're at a festival or something and the drop comes, the drop is there simply to set up the energy flow to smash you in the head again. That's why the drop exists. This guy physically, using 2 vinyl records, did a drop and just and set it up so that people looked at him, focused on him, and it was this neat little lesson in manipulating the energy flow, but done in an analog way.
Did you use that next week?
You know what? I don't think I've ever done that.
Really? Man, that was one of my go-to moves. Either stop.
It was a lesson in understanding the dynamics of energy flow, that when he turned the platter off, my first reaction was, why the hell did he just turn the platter off?
Yeah.
And it was only in retrospect that I realized that when you do that, everybody goes and looks at the DJ booth. And he just got everybody's attention focused on him so he could start the biggest song of the day and make the room shake.
Wow. Yeah. Just simple things, man. And that's why I say you got technology, embrace it, because now we have all the tools to do all kind of crazy stuff that we had to just try to figure out a way to do analog wise back in the, like, stop your turntable, send it backwards. Or did you ever use the speed dial trick where you would slow a song all the way down or speed it all the way up and then change the room?
I saw a guy. I was in Mohegan Sun and I played at a club called Tao in Mohegan Sun not long ago.
I know that place.
And just a fun restaurant. It's just vibing all night. It's beautiful. And I went and saw a guy named Jay Spring playing in another club in Mohegan Sun. And I saw him do that. I saw him mix at like a 130. And then as the mix was going down, take the slider and pull down, pull down, pull down, pull down, pull down, pull down, pop.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it going, nice. Right?
You're still learning today. That's incredible.
Oh, gosh, yeah, man. And I've got a friend named Chris Palermo who DJ'd with me in the Connecticut clubs in the early 80s. One of the best DJs I've ever heard. And every now and then we'll do jobs together and I'll hear him do something and go, shit. Like, I wish I'd thought of that. I wish right? And you put it in the Rolodex in the back of your mind and go, I'm going to steal that one.
Wow. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, we don't want to hold you too long, but Mike said, you got one more, Mike?
Yeah. So I want to talk about edits.
Okay.
What makes a good edit versus a bad one, in your opinion?
So if you look at the song as a vehicle to manipulate the energy flow, so don't look at it as playing Michael Jackson. Look at it as a way to take that 2.5 minutes and manipulate the energy flow. a better edit is one that is more efficient and easier to use to manipulate the energy flow. So when I do work and edit something, I'm always going to try to give you different options to get in and get out. And if there are any bumps in the song, like think about Party Rock by LMFAO. Think about there's this hole in the middle of the song where a woman goes, shake that, and it's dead.
Is that a woman?
And then every day I'm shuffling, and the sound pops back. And one of the first things I did when I got proficient enough in Logic Pro is to take the word shake that and put a quarter note echo behind it. So it goes shake that, shake that, shake that, shake that. So it provides a metronome. It provides, you're not, you don't go shake that and the whole dance floor goes, well, what am I supposed to dance to now?
But I think everybody's used to it now, though.
And to me, that was fixing something that was making the song a better, more efficient way to conduct the energy. And I'll give you a long, a medium, and a short. I'll give you 8 at the front or 8 in the back, or I'll make something that you can drop. But it's giving you options in different ways to use the tool to manipulate the dance floor.
All right.
Because I mean, all you guys know that we used to be able to play 6-minute extended songs.
You can't do that anymore. No, sir. Yeah. And real quick, everybody, if you got a song you want John to touch from the 80s or the 90s and him remix it if he hasn't already done it, let him know, because he's going to be a monthly staple with us. He's going to come on every month, talk edits, and tell us his latest project that he's working on or that he just finished. And we're just going to try to, learn more stuff. And if you got a song like I have a song or a couple songs that maybe he hadn't touched, just tell us and we'll try to we'll let him know, and you can put it in the chat, whatever. And hopefully he'll get time to remix it if he doesn't already have, edit it. I won't say remix it, just edit it. But yeah, we absolutely, truly appreciate the time that you give us, and we love you on the show, man. So don't think like we're doing you a favor. We absolutely love you coming on and chatting with us,
guys. Having you guys the platform to be able to do, say all the things I say is a blessing, and I thank you for that. And absolutely, if you have a suggestion for a song you want to hear that would be a good tool for you to use when you play your sets, 100%. Let me know what it is. It's a blessing to be on DMS as a staff editor, and I'll do all I can do to get it on.
Because he gets a kick out of walking by places or walking by a room and hearing his edits.
Oh, that never gets old, man. That
all the stories we've talked about. So that's really cool. If you're somewhere,
that feeling never gets old. Hearing, guys, I know you got to go, but I'll end the show with this. So I moved to the Hudson Valley in New York, which is not really upstate, but not really downstate, in the mid 70s. And I've lived there till now. It's where I live now. And the big FM radio station was K104. That was the station that from that time till now was dominant in the area. And on Fridays and Saturdays, when I would drive to the club, I would listen to K104's party mix, K104 party mix, right? And a few Saturdays ago, I'm driving home from an event, listening to K104, and the last song that Tommy Nappy played was my edit of George Lamont's "Don't Stop Believin'." And guys, do you know what a kick it was to hear one of my songs?
Pull over and get out the car and start dancing.
Do you know what a kick it was to hear one of my edits on a radio station that I've been hearing for decades? It's not. It's not the biggest in New York City or LA or something like that, but to us who grew up here, it was one of those like life goes full circle, holy cow moments.
Yeah. Mike just put up that comment. John, remember the Disconnect stuff from the 70s, 80s? You remember?
So was Disconnect a company that printed, that pressed vinyl? That pressed remixes of vinyl.
I don't remember seeing any of that stuff, and that might have been a little bit before my time. But Kevin is He's a vintage one, so he might know. But this was another good thing from Tony too that Tony put in here. A lot of those kids know songs from the samples that are in a lot of the tracks now. Like you were saying earlier, remember that what song was that we were talking about? And you said if you play it for kids now,
Hollywood Swinging. That if you played Hollywood Swinging, they're like, no, that's not Hollywood Swinging. That's the beginning of Let Me Clear My Throat.
Yeah. So yeah, that's another thing that gets a lot of those kids. He said, yeah, they pressed vinyl back in the day. So
okay, yeah. I do recall that now. Yeah.
But Mike, do you have any? Did he ever get what song did you want him to do? Something by Stevie, wasn't it?
No, I can't remember.
Oh wow. Well, always Mama used to say you won't go wrong by touching that one. Even though it has a great intro with the drums.
It has, man, they made a perfect extended version of that. I'm saying they made it extended.
Maybe he got some word he might want to tweak
with the bongos. Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Okay, well, he don't have to do my song. I'm gonna think of one. I'm gonna email you before you come on the show again, and I'm gonna get one for you that I think is a horrible track. Oh man, I almost think that Cheryl Lynn is a bad beginning.
I'll give you one that has, as a DJ, you have to know where to start it at.
Okay.
The Atomic Dog at the beginning. If you're trying to mix it on the one, it's not a good. They don't have a good way of coming in there.
Well,
you have
to know
what
Parliament
you do.
Stuff. Flashlight
well, I know it,
too.
but I'm just saying that's just Flashlight. No, all you got to do is hit it on.
Yeah, but it's still
no. That's perfect. I've played with that 1,000 times.
Okay.
See, to me, Flashlight is one of those surprise songs that you just let a song end and play it from the beginning. And if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's so. But Atomic Dog, yeah. That's a roller skating bounce song, and that's
you definitely have to think about this where you're going to try to put stuff on them and change it.
Yep. So I have a lot of them, but I'm gonna say I'm thinking through because I want something
that's going to challenge him.
Well, I don't know about challenge, but I just want something that's unique and haven't been touched.
Well, we don't know what all he's touched.
Yeah. Well, I've hit him with some classics already.
Okay.
Guys, we got one a month forever. So let's
We're gonna do this for a while. We really appreciate you being one of our staples and coming on with us. So that way we can always have some good material. Because I mean, you drop so many dimes a night, we may have to rerun the show because so many things you hit on and the way you said it that we don't think about when it's what we do where we were taught, but we didn't think about it in the terms that you.
Well, he definitely has some DJ quotables.
Yeah, quotables. Mark the tape right there.
Yeah, DJ quotables.
Yeah.
So,
but man, we absolutely appreciate it, brother. We can't. Are you going to make it out in April to Midwest?
I will not. I've got to get my left knee fixed.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Well, hopefully you'll be good to make it to DJX.
Yeah.
I really liked going to Milwaukee last year, and I'm a little bummed that I'm not going to be there. I mean, good bunch of people, good time.
Yeah.
So please extend my best to the guys at
we will.
DJs Live.
We're gonna get us some of them signs made. Stay in your lane.
Yes. Yeah.
Go get a T-shirt
and just send us some throwback shirts, and we'll wear the shirts on the show.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, send us a throwback, and we'll.
Guys, it's a blessing to spend time with y'all.
Yep, absolutely, man.
All right. Well, we love you. We enjoy, and next month, guys. And my plan is to do this, John. We're going to sing your song within the next couple of days and see if we can get that song on the next show, and we talk about it and break it down.
Yeah,
you got it, man.
Okay. All right.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
What's the vibe tonight? Talking issues, dropping gems, keep the game airtight. Spin it, flip it, mix it, fix it. Yo, we here to ignite. Yeah. hands on the decks, but the crowd don't move. When the DJ, nah, check the groove. Playlist still need something brand new. Crates full of dust, man, what you tryna prove? Clubs want cheap, DJs want respect. Promoters cutting corners, man, the scenes are wrecked. Yo, Sank or scratch, doesn't matter the tech. It's about the energy, not the brand on the deck. 2 DJs and a mic, turn the dark to the light. Dropping wisdom, spinning truth, get the balance just right. Two DJs and a mic, elevate, take flight. Fix the game, spark the flame, keep the future in sight. Yeah. Fake followers and play streams. Bitches and clout but killing dreams. Then he's playing politics, killing the scene. But we bring solutions, not just a meme. Pay the DJ, they the life of the spot. Don't let the boot get cold when the dance floor's hot. Respect the craft, don't reduce it to a bot. It's an art form, now they get the time for God. Hey, dynamite, oh, hey, dynamite,